Hello, church. Today, I would like to share with you what we have been teaching the children in our kids' ministry the last couple of weeks. We have been talking about being brave and knowing that God gives us the courage to do something to glorify God and to help Him expand His kingdom even when we don't feel equipped or ready. We just have to change the way we think. And we share with the kids the story of Moses and how God tells Moses to go and speak to Pharaoh about letting his people go. And the answer and the reaction that Moses has to the situation, which is full of fear. Exodus chapter 6, verse 12 says, "If the Israelites will not listen to me, why will Pharaoh listen to me, since I speak with faltering lips?" If we pay attention to the way Moses responds to God, we know that there's self-doubting, we know that there's fear in his response, and we know that Moses could be even overwhelmed just trying to understand how he can go in front of Pharaoh. Because Moses is paying attention more to his weaknesses than what God can do through him and the power that God has to make things happen. And that sounds familiar for some of us, and I include myself there. Just like Moses, sometimes we looked at our weaknesses, our limitations, sometimes the fear that we have, or maybe even past failures that don't allow us to move forward. And today, I want to remind you that the one that gives us the strength, the one that helps us and equips us to be ready and do something for God's kingdom and to serve, it's God and His power. And so I want us to transform the mindset of having fear and don't feel equipped or not to have the courage to joy and to know that in God we can find strength when we are obedient to the calling and when we trust God. Psalm chapter 100 verse 2 tells us, "Worship the Lord with gladness. Come before Him with joyful songs." If we also check on these verses, we know that we are moving or changing our mindset from fear to joy. Instead of thinking like Moses, "Why will Pharaoh listen to me? Why will God want to use me, Raquel, to do something in His kingdom?" Instead, to come before Him with joy and praises. God, I don't have it all figured out, but I know that I can come to you and you can help me. Show me how you want me to serve. Show me how you want me to speak to others about your love. And so something to take with us today and put into practice is, how can we take the next step today and ask God to help us to find joy in serving and find joyful obedience, as opposed to thinking about our weaknesses, putting our trust to God and knowing that He is in control. And I know when we change that mindset to trust in God, God will lead us in the right way, and He will show us how to use our talents to expand His kingdom here on earth. Amen.